With the world growing in technological advancements, everyone lives around. One of the most powerful technological advancement that we have seen in today's age fits in the palm of our hand. This invention is the cell phone. With this power, with this great power comes great responsibility. For some, that's a responsibility that we don't have. The reason in the environment we live in technology follows us wherever we go. This includes it being in our hands while we're driving. A statistic found at ncsl.org states that 220 million people have phone subscriptions, and 80% of those people use their cell phones while driving. The statistic is one of the main reasons why 18% of all car accidents in the United States is caused by texting and driving. The reasons why we should not use our cell phones while driving is because it would limit the amount of accidents that are caused. It would cause less injury and death to the people that are in those accidents, and it would cost less money for the person themselves. The first reason why people should stop using their cell phones while driving is because it would cause less accidents. EdgarSchneider.com stated that out of all the accidents caused in 1 year, 1.6 million of those accidents were caused by people on their cell phones, meaning they were texting, they were taking a phone call, or they were even declining a call, or they were messing around on the internet for something. This means that 1 out of every 4 accidents are caused because the person driving is either texting, calling, or on the internet, just using their cell phone in general. What people don't realize is that when they think looking at their phone for just a split second or a few seconds, they will only be traveling a short distance, but in reality, they travel much further. If they look at their phone for around 5 seconds, they travel near a full football field. Like that's a very far distance. Like we're used to watching that on TV, and everyone's like, "Wow, I couldn't do that." Well, you look at your phone for a few seconds while driving, you just did it. What people don't realize is when they use their cell phones while driving, is that the reaction time is also nearly doubled. The time difference results in the inability to avoid a car accident. The reaction time, honestly, is one of the most important aspects when driving. And when you are using your cell phone, you lose that advantage. And with older people, like older adults, as they age, their reaction time becomes slower and slower. So this doubled reaction time already from using their cell phone just adds on to a slower reaction time that they have. Texting and driving is something that can result in injury or death. In 2017, there were 390,000 injuries and 3,166 deaths caused by a car accident that when someone was using their cell phone in any way. These accidents weren't only car-on-car accidents either. There are also accidents where the driver drifted off the road and struck someone that was walking nearby because while they were looking down at their phone, they had no idea where they were going. They thought they were going straight until they heard thud thud, and it just from there on it was over. There was nothing they could do from it. I can say firsthand that I've used my cell phone driving, and I've actually experienced, looking down at my phone, answering a text, seeing who's calling me, and I begin to drift off the road. I think I'm going straight, but in reality, I'm slowly going left. I'm slowly going right. I I was lucky that there was no cars nearby, or I wasn't in a public area. On the highway, I hit those little bumps, warns you that you're going off the road. And it wasn't for those, I would have probably been in the ditch or something. It's something that people believe that they can just do for a few seconds without a negative effect, but it's just not the case. That there will be a negative effect if you do use your phone, especially with cars around or a populated area. There was actually an incident that TeenSafe.com posted that a woman, Natasha Boggs, killed two 14-year-old girls in a car and a 15-year-old boy that was walking on the side. Um, the accident was caused because she was texting and driving. She couldn't wait, apparently, to respond to the text later or at a better time. She was charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter. And because of her texting and driving, she now has a record, and she did something that she's going to have to live with for the rest of her life, and that those families of the kids that she killed are also going to have to live with. She took the lives of 3 young kids that had a full life ahead of them, but now it all came to end just because of one text that could have waited. The final reason I would discuss is that not texting and driving will save you money. Of 50 states, 40 of them have deemed the use of your cell phone while driving illegal. This means that you can now get pulled over for using your cell phone, and that the officer can give you a ticket, a fine, and depending on what kind of mood the officer in, he can give you points on your license. The first offense for using your cell phone while driving is usually a fine up to $85. A second offense is usually $125, and a third offense is usually above $125 with possible suspension of your license. Another way that not texting or driving save money is that if you're not texting or driving, the likeliness you get in an accident are much lower. So that means you won't have to pay for damages on your car. You won't have to pay for a brand new car, say if you total it. And say if it's your fault, you don't have to pay for damages or a new car for someone else that wasn't at fault. Texting while using your cell phone is something that can cause chaos. It causes a very large number of accidents that can result in injury or death. Thanks to many states, this issue can possibly be resolved by forcing people to pay for the use of their cell phone while driving, by distributing tickets and fines. There should be no reason to use your cell phone and drive. Whatever it is, it can wait. There's no reason to jeopardize your life or the lives of others that are around you. I know from doing this research that I will no longer be texting and driving at all or looking at my phone at all, just because of the increased chances I will have of causing an accident. And if someone were to die, or if I were to die, I don't know how I would live with it, or it's just something that shouldn't be done. It could be stopped by putting your phone down, and there would be no issue. We don't need to be on our phones 24/7. When we're driving, put it down. Don't let it distract you. Keep your eyes on the road and stay safe. Thank you.